Hey, 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 you guys. Great morning, great morning, great morning. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Yes, I am excited about this morning. Come on in. Last night, I made a huge announcement. And I wanted to share that with you guys since you may not have been here. But before I do that, let me know who's here and where you're tuning in from. Let me know who's here and where you're tuning in from. Hey, Jessica, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, you guys. So, listen, last night I announced that in the month of July, I'm going to be doing healing daddy wounds, healing retreats, healing daddy wounds, healing retreats. And it's not just going to be me. It's going to be me and my daddy. We're super excited to share not only our journey, but how this healing process has happened. Hey, Jackie, how are you, gorgeous? So we're excited to share that with you all, excited to help people to find their own healing as it relates to their daddy wounds. And the reality is you can have your daddy and still have daddy wounds. The reality is you cannot know your daddy and have daddy wounds. You can have your daddy, not have a good relationship with your daddy, and have daddy wounds. Listen, there are many ways that you can have daddy wounds, and daddy wounds are not just for daughters. Daddy wounds are also for sons. But we want to help people heal those wounds so that you can have more effective relationships, and not just romantic relationships, but friendships and familial relationships. And we know that's important. So, listen, if you're interested in our healing daddy wounds, healing retreats in the month of July, let me know. We've got one for daughters and one for sons. So, we're going to make sure that everyone is taken care of, because how do we heal our relationships? We start by healing ourselves, right? So as we begin to heal ourselves, male and female, then we can come together from a place, a healthy place. Not only that, in the month of August, then we're going to be doing healing mommy wounds workshops, healing mommy wounds workshops. Those mommy wounds are serious, they're real, and they affect us. Hey, Monica, how you are? How are you, babe? And they affect us. So July is dedicated to daddy wounds. August is dedicated to mommy wounds. We want to heal all the wounds, those parental wounds that people often carry. Now, in all of my coaching and counseling, and whether we're talking about spiritual or we're talking about life or business, these wounds show up. So we want to make sure that we provide a way for you to find that healing place, because it's from that place of healing that you'll be able to move forward. Now, listen, now that I've said that, if you're interested in learning about mommy wounds and healing mommy wounds, I want you to put mommy wounds in. If you're interested about daddy wounds, I want you to put daddy wounds in. But let me know if those are things that you guys are interested in. Okay. Now, let me go into this word, because baby, I need y'all to catch this in the spirit. And it ties into what I just talked about. God said that this is a season for healing. I'm talking deep healing. I'm talking pulling back the layers and layers and layers to get to the core. Amen, Monica. To get to the core of your being. When you get to the core of your being, you're going to be in a place where God can deal with the stuff that has held you hostage, prevented you from moving forward, prevented you from walking into destiny. And many times, listen to me, you guys, that place is where you discover those mommy wounds and those daddy wounds, like in that place. And it prevents you from having the level of success that God desires for you, from having the fruitful relationships that God desires, which is your birthright. It is your birthright. And you'll hear that a lot at the retreat. We'll be talking about birthright, because absolutely healing is your birthright. I was looking at Prophet Right. No. Um oh my God. Prophet Doug Addison, right, out of California. And he was talking about this next 50 days. He too was saying that this next 50 days is so crucial. It's a crucial time in the spirit realm. Now, y'all can play with that if you want to. But what I understand is God's timing. There is always purpose in his timing. His seasons do not change. There are times and seasons for a reason. There's a reason this time is so pivotal, and it is all connected. See, we look at things in the world and we think, oh, that's worldly. But let me tell y'all something. When you understand the movement of the moon, the planets, and the stars, it helps you to understand, because God does things in times and seasons. He is the one that placed the moon and the sun, that hung the stars in the sky. He is the one who set the universe in motion. So therefore, when you look at when things happen, Hey, I'm gonna have to call him back. You'll discover that there's an alignment in those timings and those times. Is it an accident? No. God is a God of intentionality. So I need you all to understand that that is what's going on. You need to tap in. Don't tap out. You need to stay focused. Don't get sidetracked. You need to focus on really healing for real this time, right? I'm not saying your other one was fake, but I'm talking about taking it to deeper levels. There are levels to healing. There are levels to healing, and you want to tap into all of the levels of healing. I want you to understand that God is not doing something happenstance. This season right here is designed for your ultimate breakthrough. Listen, if you will get this, if you will catch this, it is designed for your ultimate breakthrough. I'm talking about the breakthrough that gets you all the way on the other side of the things that have held you hostage. He's not playing. God is not playing in this season. That's why all of this time and Resurrection Sunday and then leading up to Pentecost and leading up to resurrection, all of this is a very intense time in the spirit realm. And when you understand that and you tap in to what's going on in the spirit realm, it will shift what's going on in the natural. There's been a natural shift in me, in my life, in my direction, because I've been plugged in and tapped into what God is doing. Now, I talked yesterday about a $50 resurrection seed, a seed that is sown with the expectation that at the end of the 50 days, which now it's 46 days, at the end of these next 46 days, when you hit Pentecost, there is supernatural change in your life. Now, I'm going to put my cash up there. Listen, y'all ain't got to give nothing. Y'all ain't got to sow no seed. Listen, I'm doing this for you. This is not for me. This is for you. Why? Because you cannot get harvest without seed. And anybody who tells you you can, they are not telling you the truth. Whether it's current seed, past seed, future seed, like you gonna have to put some seed in the ground in order to tap into the fullness of what God is doing. God is trying to get us to a place where we understand that seed and harvest as spiritual laws. I know somebody had asset put a comment, I thought God paid it all. God did pay it all. Jesus paid it all, right? This is not payment for, so no. See, a farmer doesn't pay for his crops to harvest. He doesn't pay for that. But if he don't put no seed in the ground, they won't harvest. There won't be anything to harvest. So there is very much a difference between paying for a blessing and putting a seed in the ground for a harvest. That's a very different principle, very different concept. Now, when you get that, then you can tap into some things that happen on the spiritual. The spiritual laws don't change. That's the reason they're called spiritual laws. And these laws are, this is a crazy thing. These laws are recognized even by people who don't necessarily call themselves Christians. See, they understand sowing and reaping, seed time and harvest. Now, when the world gets it in the church, now that's a problem. When y'all say the church is so afraid of somebody trying to take advantage of them, somebody trying to take what they have. If your $50 changed my life, I'm in bad shape. I'm just being real with you. No, this is about seed in the ground for a supernatural harvest. And you don't just put seed anywhere. You put seed where there is a proven harvest, where you see change. If you don't see no change in me, then hey, I might not be the place you need to put a seed. If you don't see me impacting anybody's life, I might not be the place where you need to put a seed. But if you see fruit, if you see results, if you see people's lives changing, I'm just saying, somebody sold $21, they got 21,004 in a grant. That's all I'm saying. In a little over a month. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. You know, you got to look and make decisions about what you do based on evidence, right? So look, I'm just telling y'all, that seed is a prominent seed. The seed is so powerful. I'm sowing the seed. You hear what I'm telling you? I'm sowing the seed because there's some things that I'm believing God for by the time Pentecost hits, that I'm ready for it to break out. I'm ready for it to break free. In fact, y'all, let me share this with you. So as we're heading up to Pentecost, I have been declaring some things and believing God for some things and expecting some things. And in my expectation, remember I told you we got to have expanded expectation. In my expectation, I know that God has a plan, but it requires me to be an active participant in the plan. If you caught any of my posts yesterday. See, one of the things that God is doing in me, I'm just talking about it in me. I ain't talking about nobody else. He might not be doing that in you. I'm not saying he is, but I'm saying one of the things that I know that God is doing in me is keeping me from falling into old patterns, using old behaviors, old coping mechanisms, because he has created me anew. So if he's created me anew, I can't fall into that, because if I fall into that, I'm going to miss what God is doing. If I fall into that, I'm going to miss what God is doing right now in this season of my life. See, in this season of my life, God is doing a new thing. The scripture says, behold, I do a new thing. Shall it not spring forth? You need to expect a new thing in your life. You need to expect to be new. You need to expect to show up differently. You need to expect success. You need to expect the desires of your heart. You need to expect a love that is unconditional. You need to expect not settling, but your perfect preference. You need to put some expectations on what it is you desire. Don't just say, God, I need a car. No, you expect God to give you the car that you desire. Expect that. You need to have a level of expectation that has nothing to do with your credit score, how much money you have, what's currently going on in your life. No, I'm talking about an expanded expectation that gives God all the glory. Yes, you can have a great credit score and you can go get a car because you got the money to get it and the credit to get it, right? And yes, that is definitely a testimony. But baby, when God takes you to a place and says, get that car, and your credit score ain't what you know it should be, and your money ain't where you know it should be, but God still does it for you, that is a God testimony that is unequivocally God. People can't look at it and say, well, yeah, but you had good credit. Listen, good credit is a testimony. Come on, somebody. Y'all, listen, I'm telling you, it's time for expanded expectation. Expanded expectation. So look, this is another thing. Let me go ahead and say this. Another part of my expanded expectation is good health. Look, are y'all not sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick? Sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick. High blood pressure, heart disease, high cholesterol. Sick and tired of being sick. I'm sick and tired of being sick. I said, God, listen, in this season, I want the divine health to sustain me for the place that I'm going. I want the divine health to sustain me for the place that I'm going. See, when I get married again, I want to have the energy necessary, right? To be able to enjoy my marriage, enjoy my husband, and us enjoy long life together. I'm 55. Listen, come on. I want to make sure that we can live to see our 25th wedding anniversary, our 50th wedding anniversary. That means long life. And in order for us to have long life, we've got to take care of the temple that God has blessed us with. So one of the reasons that I've made some of the decisions that I've made. See, listen, we can talk about what God is saying, but we also got to talk about what you are doing. The two are intertwined. If God is saying this is a season for you to have good health, it's a season for you to do some things to have good health, okay? Which is one of the reasons why, listen, I love my liquid vitamin, because what I notice is when I don't take it, when I'm not taking it, I've been more vulnerable. I've been more vulnerable to different illnesses, more vulnerable to stress. Like, it gives me some things that I just don't normally get from my eating, because I might not eat, or I might not eat good stuff. God is taking us to a place where he needs us to hear him, and to hear him clearly. And if you're not willing to hear him, and you're not willing to act on what he says, baby, you're going to miss it in this season. We've got 50 days, now 47, 47, 46. 47, 46, to get to Pentecost. And I promise you, my Pentecost, I don't know about nobody else's. I can't tell you what's going to happen for you, but I know what's going to happen for me, because I have expanded to expectation. So y'all need to expect me to be announcing some stuff. Expect some announcement. Expect me to show up in greater measure. Expect doors to have been open, because this is the season we're in. We're under an open heaven. And when you're under an open heaven, it is imperative that you check your mouth. What are you saying out of your mouth? What are you saying out of your mouth? You need to speak and to declare those things that you desire, not talk about the things you don't want. Speak and declare the things that you desire. Speak and declare what it is that you're expecting from God. You need to declare it out of your mouth. You are the greatest prophet of your life. You are the greatest prophet of your life. And that is how you change your circumstances, by changing what you say. You change what you say, you change what you think, you change your level of gratitude. Instead of complaining about the things that are wrong in your life, thank God for the things that are right. Instead of complaining about having to pay a bill, thank God that you got the money to pay the bill. Instead of complaining about how your relationship, the things that are wrong in your relationship, thank God for the things that are right in your relationship, and watch what God does. I'm telling y'all, I want it all. I'm here for all of it. I want all the smoke, all of the smoke, all of it. Even down to this trip I'm on right now. I said, God, you know, I need about 4 days, but God, listen, I'm on a budget. So I was able to get the room, save $139, get a $119 room a night for $67 a night. Come on, y'all. That's a big difference. That's a big difference, because see, I'm expecting God's favor to supersede me, and I'm expecting him to put things in my hand that I can use for that favor to show up. What are you expecting from God? Expand your expectation. Put seed in the ground so that you can watch and see what God does. That $50 seed can change your life. You know, I was talking to my sister, and she said, you know, I had this much money. And I said, God, what am I supposed to do with it? And one of the things I love about her is she gonna seek God. And she said, 2 days went by, and then you said something about the $50 seed. And God told me, sow that seed, sow that seed. It wasn't convenient. It wasn't easy. There are things that, some challenges that she's facing right now, but she understands that that seed is a key to unlocking the things that God has for her. Now, y'all listen, if it ain't for you, it ain't for you. Okay. But if you hear God speaking, whether it be 50 or some multiple of 50, do what God says, because there's always a reason that he says what he says. Always a reason. There is always something attached to the seed. You've got to expect God to do supernatural. Sheila said, I'm expecting success, greater and better, increased love, peace, joy, release, dismiss charges, breakthrough. That's what I'm talking about. You got to put an expectation on every seed that you sow. It has to be like that. All right, y'all, listen, I'm getting off here now. I just wanted to stop by to let you guys know that God is doing supernatural things over this time period between Resurrection Sunday and the Pentecost, and you have an opportunity to take full advantage of this season and this time. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. Make sure that you tap in and don't tap out. Make sure that you have expanded expectation and give God the opportunity to give you a testimony. Stop trying to do it in your own strength. Watch God be God in your life. I love you guys to life and life more abundant. Don't forget, drop if you're interested in the mommy wound healing retreat or the daddy wounds healing retreat. Let me know who's interested. It's going to be a limited number of spots. I'm just telling y'all, it's going to be a limited number of spots, and they're going to go first come, first serve. So I want to make sure that everyone is aware that we're going to be doing it. I'm going to be releasing the links for you all to register in the next week. So get ready, get ready, get ready. I love you. Have a great day. Be blessed. Mwah.